Hey, gal, me like the way you perform, the way you grab on me cocky, turn me on.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. And the reason I'm excited is because we got our original trio on today. We got our one and only Mr. Mellow, Yellow, Crazy Mellow. We got Mr. Starboy. And we coming with some, wildness tonight. Like, there's been a lot going on within a week. I swear to you not. Content makes itself.
Facts.
You don't make this stuff up, Soko fam. Content makes itself. Rampage son getting into altercation. Now, this one right here was brought to my attention literally 30 seconds ago. And I wish I would have just hit record because my reaction was kind of like very shocked. And, our guy who usually comes in with the clips, hit it.
For sure. So there's two clips, Soka fam.
Very unexpected. My idea of this whole thing was, this is wrestling. This looked like some ECW type vibes.
Looking for the ride.
He was gone before he hit the ground.
Yeah, no, he was gone.
And now Buddy just stealing off. Oh. He knew it was a
crazy.
But I don't know, bro. That look
It doesn't look fake, fam. It looked real. It looked like all them blows that he was delivering looks real. Like, bro, this is not acting. This is not acting.
I don't know. It looked like he was gonna put him into some type of like
Buddy bleeding.
I don't know, man.
No, so, people didn't see the little back scene behind it. This is how it all started.
Psycho worried about Psycho Stew.
Psycho Stew?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a
Oh,
you don't show it? He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro. What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro. Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that. So that was right before the fight. That was right before, they weren't scheduled to fight, but right before his match in the ring.
My question though is like, why he didn't get straight to it once you got the can cracked across your head? You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, you saying why he didn't get straight to it?
Yeah. Like,
from what I know from the backstory is that like he almost got KO'd recently on like during the streaming. He got a concussion. So he has technically he has a concussion right now, like where you've seen that clip. Like, so he's not medically cleared to fight or anything like that. That's what I got from his it came out. His dad said that like he had a concussion. He shouldn't have anything in that situation.
So he already had a concussion prior to getting cracked across the head. So then Good Buddy just decided to crack him across the head.
Because Buddy's a professional, like a professional wrestler. So like I guess Buddy didn't know who he was, or he thought like it was a fan. But you know how wrestling is like fake. So he thought like there was a part of like the video or parts in the video where he said like when he hit him over the head with it, he was like, so you're not gonna sell it? Like you're not gonna sell me hitting you like the contact, obviously, how wrestlers, OD with contact. But like I guess his son felt like he got tired of people playing with his name. And he just went crazy in the ring. But there's a clip that shows that one of the promoters tell him like to get his get back.
So in other words, the promoter instigated it.
So like backstage to get his get back.
So the promoter took it from wrestling to UFC.
But mind you, I don't know if the promoter knew that he was gonna take it like
literally,
like literal serious. Like I probably that he was gonna get his get back, but I don't know if he thought he was gonna go like that crazy.
And now these days you gotta check for AI, man. So I don't. Was that could I think that would have potential to be AI?
No, because if you hear the screaming,
let me see that clip one more time. Let me see that clip one more time.
Okay, I'm sure one.
I just need to see the 1-2s after the bomb that he dropped on him.
Because to me, no, because of the screaming you hear, right? But mind you, our video is muted for You get on it! See everybody getting up. People like, I don't think all the wrestlers coming in the ring that it was fake or was AI.
Because if it was AI, I felt like he would have fight them off.
Okay. What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
What was that?
That looked like That looked like a Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look. Then he looked like he was. Come on now, the cameraman. Man,
yeah, the cameraman terrible at this one.
Nah.
Well, I tell you this much though, the ref did not want no part with him.
No, he didn't.
The ref was like, "Hell nah, I'm not gonna diffuse this situation here."
Yeah, nah.
But if you are Rampage's dad, if you are the father, what do you tell him? Like, are you gonna be mad? Are you gonna say, "Good job, son"? Like, I really want to know y'all boys' reactions to this. If you're Rampage Jackson, the father now, and your son did some shit like that, excuse my friend, but what did something like this? What would you tell him?
I'm upset.
I'm upset. I'm a little thrown too because I'm gonna be like, man, why you tweaking out like that? You know what I'm saying?
Because my thing.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, JP.
I was gonna say pretty much like I understand the whole cracking the can across my head thing. Like, okay, we're gonna have to handle that right then and there.
Right.
That was so premeditated. If that was, you know what I'm saying, not all, yeah, that just looked like I couldn't imagine waiting to get my get back like that, and have the whole audience watch me, pretty much slam you and then just start welding off on you, like
right. Two
instead
pieces.
of like when the can is cracked across your head, why not just jump in the mix then and there? So, no, I'd be like, I'm glad you stood up for yourself, but don't wait so long. Next time, hopefully there doesn't have to be a next time, but don't wait so long. You know what I'm saying? He really caught. Well, then again, see, this is why I'm conflicted because the element of surprise was the fact that he just popped up, and by the time he picked Buddy up, he probably didn't even realize this is not part of the script. Because by the time he slammed Buddy back down, he was already gone. And then to add on with about like 12 punches, man.
No, he got it more than 12, Brody.
They
said it was 22.
22.
They say 22. 20, they got 22. Professional punch counters. Okay, shout out to them. Oh, yeah.
But if I'm his dad, bro, I'm upset, bro. Because why would you put yourself in that situation? Why are you even at the event in the first place? You're an MMA fighter. You're not a wrestler. So why are you at this situation? Then you already know this is going to equal in a lawsuit. We already know that this is going to equal in a lawsuit. And who are they going to sue? Rampage Jackson. Because his son is not, he don't have the career that his dad had. So they're going to sue his dad. And, this also comes with, people are more prevalent into, we're in a streaming world now. So, his son was streaming on Kick. And now his son is banned from streaming on Kick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're his dad, but now you got to talk about the situation continuously. Like, I get Rampage Jackson. Like, I can't tell a man how to defend himself, but just like JP said, like, if you're just going to do something in the moment. Don't wait until the whole situation happened because now it looked like this thing happened like in a parking lot. and then now a couple hours later, now you already in the ring and you just going crazy. Like all you had to do was like he smacked the thing over his head. He could have just give him a quick 2-piece. I slapped him.
That's it. Yeah.
That was it.
That then you waited, like you legit waited until like the show, in the midst of the show for you to get your get back. You feel me? Like I said, if I'm Rampage, I'm 38. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm mad. Like I really chew, like pretty much just chew him out. You feel me? The next, how I say, they better hire a good lawyer, because boy, depending how this lawsuit turned out, it's not looking pretty.
It has to be one of those you effing up the bag, son.
Yeah,
You effing up the bag. That's what happened. That's what type of conversation it would have to be. Like, we over here trying to, do what we got going on, because they in a tricking and hanging out or whatever. So like now you taking away from the money for y'all to be doing whatever that is.
Facts, that's true.
So you're taking away from your family's pleasures and comforts. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how much that man could possibly sue him for, but damn, if he probably sustained a concussion. You know what I'm saying?
Fractures.
Yeah. Man.
PT, all that. Look, there's a lot of factors that's gonna take
his eye, his retina, something going on. They could say anything, bro. They could say anything, and now you find yourself in a situation where you gotta pay this man for life. They could take you for damn near everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then his hands are probably registered, so he shouldn't have even. That could be more of an offense than anything. He could find himself in jail for doing some jail time, because they'll consider his hands as a weapon.
That's exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, big ups to him. But to transition, man, because we on it tonight, man. More. This episode should have honestly been named like the Sun Talk, because like a lot of these guys that are going through the things that they're going through are sons of prominent figures. And Shiloh, early camp cut. How I feel about it is more so like, I think he could have done more, but also I think, he was worthy of a roster spot. I think what it is like everybody in the family, they're trying to make pay. In my personal opinion, I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety room is that they DB room is that crazy like that to not want to take on a young Shiloh. But I think what really the reason behind this is more so the fact that he ended up getting into a little scuffle on the field, what I'm saying, with the tight end. I'm suspecting fine.
I got that if you want, my boy.
But to cut a guy, you know what I'm saying, behind something that happens all the time in the National Football League. Come on now. What are y'all thoughts on this?
I mean, I kind of had as soon as I saw that video where like he threw that punch at that player, I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely getting cut. He's definitely getting cut.
So you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. Like I saw the game. I say I have one of those networks. You feel me? Where I'm able to watch different games all over the place.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to them for real. Forget cable, y'all. Forget cable. This is
yeah. Listen, bro. Speaking of that service has gotten me through so much. The finals, major fights,
Super Bowls,
bruh. I don't mind like if it's one little buffer here and there, but they be consistent.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes I know when they do go down, I'd be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going on? But we are now at the point where you can tap into at least 3 or 4 of them.
Hello. Save money, y'all. That's the word of the day. Save your money.
I became a hockey fan messing around with them.
No, but how I say, but I said, honest, here's no with Shiloh. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and bash the kid. I do feel like the kid had potential, but I don't feel like he's worthy of being on a roster right now, like being on an active roster. I would definitely say he's more like a practice prepper. Look, that's just my opinion.
Mello,
did you watch him play in college? Did you watch Shiloh play in college?
Yes.
What's your take on it?
I just feel like sometimes he's inconsistent. But do you know how many safeties play either under that level or at that level? They could have used him.
They could have used him?
They could have put him in packages where they put him in the box. They could have did different things with him. You know what I'm saying? But to cut the kid, you know what I'm saying? My question to you, Mello, is who do they pick up? Who picks up him? Who do you think gonna pick up him?
I mean, there's definitely gonna be a team that's gonna pick him up. I'm not worried about that. You feel me? Huh? Whatever team that's in need of safety.
If you just had to like
guess,
just guess what team you think he might end up at.
I would say like a West Coast team. I would say a team like the Rams or like the Niners.
Okay.
I'm
suspecting possibly the Broncos or like maybe Arizona somewhere.
Arizona. Yeah, that's what I said, like a West Coast team. Like I can see him going, going in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
If it was somewhere in the East Coast, I would say Atlanta.
Yeah.
See that? Nah. I say I'm not sure if
they got Bates, right?
They do have Bates, but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if you're catching on what if you're catching on what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Teams that his dad used to play for. So I'm like, okay, probably like, hey, whatever team his dad used to play for, there's some type of connection between those lines.
Right, I can see that. Wow, that'd be a nice little full circle moment. That would be.
They trying my dog. Got him locked up. Won't let him out. But they actually let him out. They trying my dog. First and foremost, if you watch the fight or if you watch the play, the Titan got a face mask. Like he grabbed his face mask. The play was already over. Shiloh, I don't know. I think Shiloh is probably what, 6 foot? 5'11"?
Yeah, 6 foot 5'11", around there.
This Titan is 6'7". 6'7". I just had to say that. But come on now. Like the man grabbed his face mask. Now I agree with you that he shouldn't have threw the punch, especially that you went undrafted.
Right.
You're not a high pick or something like that. But I just felt like the Buccaneers are using him wrong. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're gonna put Shiloh as safety, Shiloh's not fast enough to play safety. You should make him an all-purpose safety.
Mm-hmm.
Something like what Kyle Hamilton does, or Buda Baker. Not just only have him get in the run, because Shiloh is a good tackler. Like, I'm not saying he's great, he's a great, player, because obviously he was in college for the 4 or 5 years. So it wasn't like he was gonna, because even his dad knew that he wasn't gonna, his dad thought that either he was gonna go like 5th through 7th round or he was gonna go undrafted. Even Dion knew that. So it was just like, we knew it was, but my thing is just like, this is what I don't get about the NFL. You're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your secondary is not that great. Like, it's not. You're known for your offense. Your secondary is not that great. You have a player that's 24 with Charlotte, got to be 24, 25. So he's not old. I know you probably would want a younger safety at this point because he's just getting into the NFL. But like, it's the system. Teach the players what you want. Why would you pick him up just to not even have him make the team? Because he was undrafted. So if he went undrafted and you didn't think he was good, you didn't have to pick him up.
You know where I would like. Now I think about it, I would like to see him play for Minnesota.
In that Flores defense,
that Flores defense.
I think Flores will definitely put him in the right position.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen Flores did some shit. I'm like, this guy know what he's doing.
Yeah, I would love to see him with Flores or even y'all, the Jets.
Who?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's saying he see him as a practice squad player, so
Yo,
he's not even trying to see him with the Jets.
He's not even trying to see him on the Jets.
Shit.
Who y'all got back there?
Oh, I can name you a plethora of guys we have back there. Tony Adams, Andre Cisco, Malachi Moore.
Okay,
Should I continue?
I know about Cisco, but
yeah,
who else?
Malachi Moore, the rookie out of Georgia.
Man, you talking about the rookie out of Georgia, like as far as DBs, or are you talking about the
safety? No, safety, like actual like a safety position.
Oh man, y'all got some work, man. I heard y'all offense is looking crazy.
We'll be okay, fam. Once look, tune in week one. That's what I was to say. Tune in week one. BTA, that Steelers secondary, that Steelers defense.
And y'all playing the Steelers?
Yeah, week one.
They like to build up the drama. You see how the NFL did the schedule?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. They wait till Aaron Rodgers signed with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers finna come over there and smack something up.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they do drama with that.
They like the drama. Hey.
NFL don't play. They get straight to it. They get straight to it. NBA wait till Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas Day for the beef to continue.
Yeah, listen, they don't play. That's why they did the Ravens and the Bills. Like first game.
Oh man, week one about to be epic, bro.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's funny, man. They get straight to it. They don't waste no time.
They're like,
smart, bro. They want the views, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Then I like the approach to what the NFL is doing now. Having NFL games on Christmas because Christmas Day is usually the NBA time. Now that you got that NFL to it, shit.
Bro, I don't like that, man.
I don't like that either, bro. That's too much sports.
That's too much sports. I need something to watch.
Exactly.
So what? So in other words, what you guys are saying, I'd rather watch one sport.
It's not that I'd rather watch one sport, but you already know the NBA games because what the NFL is going to do, they're going to try to compete with the NBA. So they're going to have one game that's a primetime game at 8:15. And most basketball games are later in the day. Exactly. So it's like
in the daytime. They could have did us nice, have it in the daytime, right?
Right.
And then post into our NBA game. No, they're gonna want to do it right then and there. So now you're gonna have to be on your site that we was talking about, doubling down.
Mm-hmm.
One right here, one screen right here. That's too
much. That's you're right. I ain't gonna lie, you're right. I ain't gonna lie, it will get very overwhelming. Let's just say you see one big playing football, then boom, basketball happens with a fast break. Like, oh shit, like damn, what just happened?
Because it's not the same sport. Like basketball, football you gotta watch. Like basketball, you could just see plays happen right then and there, or you could see a replay. Football, in order to see okay, how did the quarterback, how did the receiver get open on this defense? Like what was the quarterback seeing? Like all of that. Like football is way more of a deeper sport.
Yeah.
Mental and
the intricacy of the game.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like basketball, you could watch a couple pick and rolls and down screens and stuff like that. Football, you got to look at what's going on in the trenches. You got to look at what's going on in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the mechanics of the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And in the route running of the wide receiver. So now you're sitting there, the block. You know what I'm saying? So you sitting there okay, let me break down this play. And sometimes a play, you'll be on to the next play. So football feels so slow but fast at the same time.
Exactly. As soon as the ball is hiking, it's like, oh shit, everything's going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then they already getting another play in. Sometimes they got 2 plays already built into their offense before they, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of hold up, wait a minute. So to have that on the same day, and then I'm the type of guy, I like red zone.
Got you.
So when I'm watching the fantasy and I'm smiling and you know looking at what y'all did. Speaking of that, do we think we can get a picture of our fantasy picks? Because we did tell Soko Fam that we was gonna, you know, show them what's going on. Because Melo thinks he's off the hook right now. This all came back full circle to discuss Melo's draft grade and then what Melo thinks he's gonna do in the no, we need it actually pulled up on here.
Oh, damn.
Like,
I have it on my app, but I could go through my list real quick.
if no, we could get on that like JPEG. You could JPEG that
Let me see.
because that'd be good. I want Soko Fam to, you know, have the full visual experience of what's going on in Melo's mind, as well as, you know, everybody else's team. So what would that be like? 4 screenshots?
Yeah, about so. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
because I felt like after doing all the draft, I was at work, Soko Fam. So I I looked at what I did and I was like, you know, I didn't do too bad. And Melo was the guy who shook up our draft board. So he ended up going quarterback early on. And
Mhm.
it made
I mean,
made us kind of scratch our head, but you know, we couldn't wait last week. We already broke the news to Soko Fam and told him that
mhm.
you got Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, yeah, you can't go wrong with Mr. Mahomes.
Yeah, like you said, deaths, taxes, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes, that's it. I still stand by that. Still stand by. name me what other team in that AFC beat Mahomes in the playoff besides Joe Burrow. He owns Allen. He
I
owns
don't.
Lamar.
Oh,
I say he owns the whole
Mhm.
AFC West.
so you think the numbers are gonna just stay the same every year?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I just feel like every year when teams get better, I feel like they're preparing for one particular guy. They're not preparing for the team.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
I feel. They're preparing for that one particular guy. Then
With
once when that one particular guy turns chicken shit into a chicken salad, everybody don't know what to do now.
okay, so you like my grandpa, man. My grandpa, he used to be a Peyton Manning guy, right?
Right.
Somehow now he's a Chiefs guy, and I'm just trying to figure out, like,
The correlation.
yeah, I think is you go with the winning quarterback,
Mhm.
but it puzzles me because it's like when everybody's going left, you go right. Why is it that you a Jets fan? Why is it that you like Patrick Mahomes so much, knowing that he's taking your division every year? Like what is it's so confusing. Like it's backwards logic to me, but
Mhm.
I just want to make sense of it for us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's a game changer, man. Like he's a game changer, bro. I seen this guy turn the impossible into the possible, right? So I'm gonna give you one prime example, right?
Mhm.
2021, Buffalo versus KC. Remember, Buffalo had the lead, 13 seconds. 13 seconds now. He drove the ball up the field.
So it's for the fantasy picks.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So here
no,
goes
okay.
mine.
This is Jordan right here. Star
Right.
boy, Mr. Star Boy. You
Yeah.
know what pissed me off with that Star Boy? We're gonna have to talk about that Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
because
Come on now.
You sold on him, fam?
I'm
You
too
sold on
smart.
him?
Yeah, Brody.
that's
Come
who I
on,
was.
bro.
That's who I was ultimately
I got him
in
as
the
a
wait.
flex.
I was in the weights for him.
Come on. I got Action Jackson. Bijan is the number one running back of
Back.
this year.
Oh man, yeah. Bijan is
Yep.
definitely that
I
that
got
number one
Jonathan
guy.
Taylor because the coach's not going to do anything right. The QB's not going to do anything right. So might as well be Jonathan Taylor. Got that boy Malik Neighbors. Russell Wilson. He finally got a decent quarterback. Got that boy Ron St. Brown. We seen what he did to the Dolphins. JP, seen that.
Mm.
You see what he
Jack
did.
Jones said that he cooked them.
We
He
ain't worried
said
about
he
it.
Got Terry McBride. He was
It's
a
so crazy.
top tight end last year.
Hold on. Why we always all up in Dolphins training camp?
I'm just saying what happened.
Y'all man. Y'all stay where y'all at. What's going on?
Listen, I'm just saying what happened, bro.
Jets land.
That's what I'm just saying.
Y'all all up in the Dolphins camp, man.
Listen, man.
Trey McBride was legit one of the best tight ends last year, even though he only had 1 touchdown, which is crazy.
Exactly.
Hey, Melo, that's the odds right there.
This that boy's Melo team.
Let's go. Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
MVP season coming up, loading.
Okay.
Hold on now.
Aaron Williams, he just signed an extension with the Rams. Felt like, he was pretty productive in that backfield last year for them.
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery, he's the 1A back in Detroit. I felt like he's still gonna have the same stat line coming into this season.
You think so? With coming off injury though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Jamar Chase, Mr. Triple Crown himself, he's gonna repeat. You heard it here first. He's gonna repeat. Higgins, I feel like Higgins doesn't get the credit that he deserves. You feel me? Because I feel like he's being overshadowed by Chase, which is okay. You feel me? But I feel like he's still gonna get his yards, and he's gonna make the Pro Bowl and get over another 1,000-yard season for sure. Tyler Warren, the best rookie tight end, or I have to say he might probably be the best tight end this upcoming season, in my opinion. Even though the Colts quarterback situation is shitty, but I still feel like he's still going to eat regardless.
Against a strong linebacking core.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And okay, who's throwing him that ball again?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel who?
Okay. Okay. The Mr. One Read Daniel Jones.
Yes.
That's who you're man, Melos. Then stop it.
All right. And I said, come on now. I can't get rid of my hometown guy, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Garrett Wilson.
That's gonna be a nice connection for y'all boys. That's the only thing that you got to look forward to.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
And we got one of the best kickers in Harrison Buckner. Okay. Then I chose the Steelers defense. On paper, I like that team on paper.
Yeah, I like them too.
On paper.
When I saw you do that, I was like, all right, now you playing games. Games. Because I mean, it's like the squad got potential minus the receiving core. I think the receiving core is what scares me.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, JP, I got yours too, man.
Okay.
Let's see JP.
Okay.
That's yours too, Brody.
Give y'all some explaining. Let's see here. Okay. So I went with Jaden Daniels because that was the last of the Mohicans on the board as far as quarterbacks was concerned. Because I was definitely looking more so at the running back position as well as my wide receiver position. So what I did was I jumped off the cuff. Give me CeeDee Lamb. When I did CeeDee Lamb, I was like, this is some guy who can always get open. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be available, whether it's Dak, Crack, Mac, or Thumb back there. You know what I'm saying? Then we got, Puka Nacua. I feel like Devontae is going to lessen the load off of him as far as double teams are concerned. And he's going to be able to eat freely, you know what I'm saying? And just do what he needs to do. And I feel like Laporta has a quarterback that gets no love, no recognition, but always finds him when he's on the field. So that's why I went that way. And as far as the Green Bay Packers, you know what I'm saying? I think Josh Jacobs has always been a top 10 running back, since entering the league. And he always has something to prove. And having him as my flex, I feel like he's going to possibly pull out majority of my numbers when y'all see him running down the sideline. As far as the Vikings are concerned, like I said, I like Flores, so he's going to have some weeks where he plays that bend don't break, and I expect to see a lot of Van Ginkel flying across the field, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. So I'm looking at, even though it says 6.9 points right there, I'm still expecting 11 out of my boys. I need 11 out of them. And when it comes to Jason Sanders, I like the way he kind of talks to Tyreek. He got a little ruggedness about him. So Tyreek said, you better not miss a effing kick, right? And he tells Tyreek, you better not drop an effing pass. You know what I'm saying? We need that type of mentality in the kicking room. You feel
Hello.
me? Because who else is gonna hold anybody accountable now these days?
Exactly.
This is the guys. Stay with me. This is the winning team this year. So take a good look. It might be some adjustments made in between, but this is what you call a winning team.
Nah,
Very
bro, I
cerebral
got
lineup.
the winning team.
Very cerebral lineup. And oh, hold on. I didn't even touch the running backs. We got Mr. H-Hand himself, Mr. Speedster. You put him in, you put him at wide receiver sometimes. You put him in motion. You put him in the backfield. He does it all. Check this out. Kenneth Walker III. I got 3 cards for you, waiting on you for your stock to go up. You do good, I make money. You do good, I get to sit here and laugh at these guys and tell them that this is the winning team this year.
Nah, bro. First of all, you putting that extra person in the box for him. We know Sam Darnold for Kenneth Walker. We know Sam Darnold like that. We know the Viking season was a fluke. So we putting that extra guy in the box for him. Because guess what? At the end of the year, during the playoffs, what did Sam Darnold do?
They
Sam
got
Darnold.
You said at the end of the year, at the end of the playoffs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Sam Darnold went back to Sam Darnold. He realized, he said, I'm playing too good. I'm playing way too good. This is nothing. This is not like me.
Right.
That's what Sam Darnold gonna do over here. You know what I'm
but
saying?
look at the talent he had in the Vikings compared to there. You have an older Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is not
routes.
I'm not saying he can't run routes, but he left LA for a reason.
Bro, the niggas, I'm sorry, can I say the N-word? I apologize. The dude, he's he's not the same no more.
But we're talking about my running back choice, right?
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying your running back choice is bad. I'm just saying that because we know Sam Darnold is not, he's not Patrick Mahomes, he's not Lamar Jackson. First of all, he's not going to really escape outside the pocket like that. So I'm looking at a standpoint that we're going to put an extra person in the box for him, just for Kenneth Walker, because Sam Darnold doesn't threaten me. He's not a threat to me. Okay, the Laporta pick, top 10 tight end. I'm cool with that. Like it. I like the Laporta pick. The Josh Jacobs, love the Josh Jacobs. The Puka, love the Puka pick. Right? CeeDee Lamb plays in the slot. Him and George Pickens off, playing off each other. I think it's gonna go great. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like most of your team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't like it. The A-Chain pick, it's iffy because I had A-Chain last year for fantasy wise. So it's like, there's points where A-Chain gets injured or he gets nicked. You know what I'm saying? Hence why he's questionable right now. But he's a good back because he could be in the receiving game, he could be in the backfield. It just like it's not even about that. It's just like what type of Dolphins team are we getting? Because like at the end of the day, is Tua gonna stay healthy? Because all these players we're talking about, they're predicated upon Tua.
Right.
Like,
and that's why I picked H-Hand, because whether it's Tua, whether it's Zach Wilson, whether it's Quinn Ewers, they can all get this guy the ball.
But that's not true, Brody, because I had him last year for fantasy. And when Tua went out,
you know who our quarterback was?
Skyler. What's his name? Skylar Thompson and Snoop. Tyler Snoop.
We got Zach Wilson too. Why you got Zach Wilson?
Listen, I don't know. The Dolphins, that was a panic move right there. That was definitely a panic move, because now we see Quinn Ewers is just as good as Zach Wilson, but we got Zach Wilson as QB2 because we're paying him $6 million. Why not put the best guy in position to play? Now, granted, I don't wish no injury on no Dolphins players, so I don't even want to see Zach Wilson this season. But if we have to see him, I don't think he might make it the whole season.
Money talks, bro.
Yeah, but do you hear what I'm saying? Like, I don't think if we have to see Zach Wilson, I don't think he's gonna make it the full season, due to the fact that when he gets in the pocket and that thing goes in on him, he just turned into a shell. You know
That's
what
true.
I'm saying? So I hope we don't have to see him this year. But if we do, I'm looking at Quinn Ewers as our future guy.
You have to start Zach Wilson though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for
Like
sure.
a like another like another Brock Purdy situation.
Right.
Yep.
So
You're gonna have to.
let me ask y'all this. At what point do you decide like, hey, we are gonna go with the best guy available? You know what I'm saying?
After the guy that you pay, if he don't pan out.
Mm,
It's all about money. If one QB is making more money than the other, no matter how better the other QB may be, they're gonna play the other one that they paid first because they want to. You know how owners are and how GMs are. They want to validate their pick and their decision. They want to validate their signing. So if we sign somebody for 10 million, if we sign a quarterback for 10 million, and one quarterback is making 3, the 10 million is gonna start over the 3 because
right.
it's like, you know, why am I going to
Easily.
have him 10 million just to be a backup and the starter's making 3?
But check this out. In a situation where we know Mike McDaniels possibly has to play or coach for his job, you don't think he'll make an adjustment sooner than later?
Nope. He gonna
Everybody
have to
wants.
put Zach Wilson out there at least one game first. He gonna have to. Now, if he look bad enough that one game, then yes. Like it depends if Zach Wilson is starting the game. If he look bad enough, then yes. But right then and there, like initially, no. Like you're gonna have to put him out there for a game or for a half, and then he'll stink it up. And once he stink it up, then
That's it.
Right,
that's it.
right. Okay. So to transition, because we only got to like 2 topics. What would you tell Sanders boys if you're their father?
From a father standpoint, I would just tell them boys, man, continue grinding. I'm definitely will kind of speak the Bible or speak the gospel to them as well, and just kind of tell them, hey, man, keep your head down and just continue pushing in this. Feel me? I won't, from a father standpoint, not make them go rah rah to the media, make them look like a fool, but just kind of just work, work in silence and let their work speak for itself.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll definitely add on to that. Probably give them, a good little speech about how, preparation meets opportunity and, keep grinding, things of that sort. Just speak life into like whoever my child is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was solid, Mello. That was
I
Mhm.
mean, I see the same thing, but it's like for me, how I think about it is like, um, shout out to Dion because he already basically does everything like that. You know what I'm saying? He put knowledge in them. He put the gospel in them. Um, he gives them confidence. So it's just pretty much like all you have to do is just remind your kid who they are. Pretty much. I know both of them are going through some hard times. Shout out to Shiloh. Shout out to Shador. You know, I just hope nothing goes good and well for those brothers because if you look at it like the way I take it is that he raised 2 good kids, and like if you look at everything they've been through, Shiloh and Shador, like you don't see nothing wrong like bad about them in the media. Like they don't chastise reporters or anything like that. Like they handle themselves with the utmost care. They care for everybody on their team. So it's just like the way Dion did it. Like he made like football is a family sport. Your teammates are your family. You see them more than your family. So it's
right.
just like and then he did everything right. Not a father, but it's just like like I said, the only thing you can do is continue to keep your sons uplifted and keep them in your prayers. And I'm pretty sure you have them prayed up and stuff like that. But just be there for them, like because obviously this is different for them. Like this is the first time in their career where their dad is not their coach. So,
Right.
this is something different where like for example, like if my dad is my coach, then he might know I'm better than a starter. So he could hurry up and get me in there as a starter. But now you can't do that. Like
Sure.
there is no, even though you might be the best QB for the job, if the team don't see it that way, then they're not gonna make you the starter.
Right, right, right. Okay. I can respect that. So to transition, China building tennis ecosystem. So this is something that I've been seeing, and I think this is interesting because you know how we got our 1 in a million Serena Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how we got our 1 in a million Naomi, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are picking and like getting diamonds in the rough. But what China said they're gonna do is they're gonna build a whole ecosystem just to tennis and build up like you know how they got clubs for soccer? They're
Yeah.
building little camps and stuff like that so they can produce the best tennis players in the world.
Mm.
So tennis won't no longer just be uh
Individual sport.
it'll still be individual, or you got the duos, but these kids are going to be so much more advanced. And I think it starts with the infatuation of ping pong. Some of your best ping pong players are Chinese.
Mm.
So it makes sense to kind of farm and have that sport as like their number one staple sport.
Right.
Especially with them being just those people in that region of the world being a little smaller, a lot of times that can help with your lateral quickness. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a great idea to farm and just build up your tennis community because by the time the Olympics rolls around next year, shoot, shoot.
So do you feel like China's doing this just for them, or like they're trying to bring more awareness around the world in terms of building that type of ecosystem?
Just them.
Mm.
They just doing this for them, making sure that everybody, you know how in America, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
every school damn near has a basketball court.
Right.
That's how they doing tennis over there.
Oh, got you. So they're just trying to promote, like really promote tennis hard more than
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea, though.
I ain't gonna lie, it is.
Great
Mhm.
idea. I mean, when I think about it, when you think about just overseas and you think about the U.S., one thing I love about overseas is that they allow their players to develop way earlier than American players,
Right.
way earlier. So it's like, you take a Venus and Serena, and like they would have those kids competing already, because the they don't care how young their athletes are to be putting them in professional.
Oh yeah.
You see
Right.
clips of if you just taking like hypothetically, like you take Luca, he was in clips of playing in pro basketball at 14, 15,
Right.
the Euro League. You know what I'm saying? So it's now like, with China, them doing that, for tennis, and they're just trying to like, push the scales of balance, the power back to them. That's what they're trying to do. Push the power back to them because it's going to equal more tourism. That's what it's going to do. They're doing it for them. It's going to equal more tourism. It's going to equal more money. And then, if a top player is from China, people from America is going to interview them, especially if they can speak English.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very marketable sport too. And tennis is no joke. Anybody that's ever tried tennis or played tennis
Hmm.
know you have to be very quick on your feet and
Feet.
then the right technique to, either hit a forehand or overhand or backhand. And the scoring system is different too. So it's a very fast-paced game, and then you switch sides
That's
and the pressure is on when you're in a stalemate and you and the person opposite of you is going back and forth, shot for shot, angle for
Right.
angle, touch for touch. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on how much pressure you put on that ball, you can either make sure that it gets in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not in between the lines, that's not your point. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? So it's a very beautiful game, intricate. I feel like it takes like aim, it takes quickness, it takes like agility, to play a game.
Awareness.
Oh yeah.
Awareness. Yeah, it got a lot going on in that game. But shout out to all the tennis players, man.
All them from the men to the women.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Life is a tennis game. Take you back and forth. But to transition, Colts QB situation. Now this I'm ready to talk about.
Mhm.
Ready ready to talk about this because this affects me personally. Now,
Oh, you're a Gators fan. Gotcha.
hell no. Hell no. Where you get that from? Where you get
I'm
that
sorry. No, but
you know, we need to dope with it, man.
my fault, game.
Don't ever disrespect me like that.
So, I don't know, how does this QB situation affect you?
Because these bums, I tell you, we got to see them week 1. We got to see them week 1. You know what I'm saying? So whoever they put back there, as long as they're not comparable, they don't need to do anything. But this is what I'll say. If I was to give y'all an educated opinion on this, I think this is actually a random thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I think they've been having outs on Anthony Richardson and doubts in their mind on Anthony Richardson due to the fact that he hasn't been able to stay healthy, and two, that, you know, his ceiling as far as, like, you know, retaining the mental knowledge as far as picking up blitz combinations and things of that sort, they didn't feel like he was ready for all of that. Now, is Daniel Jones any better? Hell no. Hell no. So this is good. This is good news for me. And then guess what? Like I said, the NFL likes drama. Guess who signed over there? Ours truly, Xavier Howard, signs with the Colts. We need a cornerback.
Right.
And you want to go sign with the ops? Okay. Now, granted, it's a money move. It was a money move. They gave him a little bit more what we was willing to give him. You know, cool. But guess what? When you see Tyreek, it's gonna look like practice. When you see, you know what I'm saying, whoever else this is good news for us. Okay.
God.
The only problem I have with Dolphins fans is let's try not to get so big headed. Let's try to, you know, just relax, because let's take this one game at a time, because we know how it feels to have the world, you know, at your disposal. You feel like you're gonna go to the Super Bowl, and you know how it feels when all of a sudden the mic drops and you're looking for a quarterback off the streets and trying to convince yourself that Tyler Snoop Huntley or
Skylar Thompson
can save the day. And it is a team that you know you can beat if you had your guy. But yet your season is in the hands of a guy that you don't feel too confident in. So, you know, all I gotta say is this is good news. We're gonna hope for more. You know, hopefully they just sabotage their own franchise. You know, yeah, I love what the Colts are doing.
I'll be honest with you, gang. I mean, I'm not surprised, and the reason why I'm not surprised, because I kind of saw it beforehand when Daniel Jones signed with the Colts, and the amount of money that was given to him when he signed. I was like, yeah.
How much they gave him?
Yeah, they gave him like 14 mil, close to up to 14 mil. Yeah, so I'm just like, come on now, to be a backup for 14 mil, that's not happening. That's not happening. I was like, yo, they for sure brought him in to quote unquote compete for a starting job, when in actuality the writing was already on the wall.
But guess what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, Melo?
What's gonna happen?
Once he boo-boo on himself, you know who they're gonna go calling for?
AR.
Yeah. So listen, it's gonna be a full circle moment, but on the week 1, keep AR somewhere locked up. Bring out Mr. Daniel Jones. I guarantee you, there's not one person in America that picked that man on the fantasy team. And if they did,
I don't think nobody did. If they did, they're stupid as hell.
They're crazy.
So,
like,
I mean, but it has. But I say it sucks for AR though, man. I really wanted to really see that kid grow. You know, I heard Shane Steichen's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. You know, help develop quarterbacks, but like, I just guess AR was one of those special cases where he couldn't do it.
Melo, I feel like it's his fault though.
Let me ask you this question, Melo.
What's up?
It's a quarterback whisper over there. Why didn't AR pick up that blitz.
Yeah.
What is he whispering over there?
Right.
Not the Yang Yang twins. What is he whispering over there? Like,
Everybody said the same thing. Yeah, they say, yo, why didn't you shift the protection to the right as opposed to the left?
come on now. I'm
But
excited. Week 1, you know what I'm saying? Fins up, tune in.
y'all should know. Hold on. Week 1 fins up. Y'all should do this. Y'all should blow them out.
I
You
don't
shouldn't
know.
even be close.
No. I don't know if we're gonna blow them out.
Nah, you don't know
Bro,
who you're gonna
bro,
blow.
you better not let Johnson Taylor go off. That's all I have to say. Yeah, if y'all let him go off, I'm just like, damn, y'all let Daniel Jones beat y'all.
Now, I'll be real with you. Jonathan Taylor has the ability to be kind of Saquon-esque here and there. Now, we got the linebackers to, kind of mitigate that, right?
Right.
But the Dolphins like to make things harder than they have to be.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I don't say we're gonna blow them out, but we're gonna try to do our big one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
What about you, Starboy? What's your take on the whole situation?
I mean, I pretty much see how you saw it. I already knew that. Like they brought him in. Like I basically feel like AR basically ruined himself last season when he said when he took himself out the game. When he took himself out the game, it was over. He basically ruined his own career. Like after he took himself out the game because he will never be a starting quarterback again in this franchise in this league.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you why he don't never be a starting for a quarterback again in his league. You're going into your third year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going into your third year. There's simple coverages that you still haven't even picked up. Number one is perception is everything. We hear that he's late to practice and he's the first one out. He is not even staying towards the end. Okay. That's a bad sign. Number two is that you said the pro game was easy. You only started 13 games in college. Okay. You said, I'm tired. Get me out the game. Now you look at this year, they bring in Daniel Jones. We just saw what Daniel Jones did in New York. He's not going to get any better. He's not going to get any better. So they signed Daniel Jones $14 million while Anthony Richardson is making $3-point-something million. Guess what? That Ricky deal's about to end. And guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get a big bag because even if Daniel Jones has started, they're not going to give him a big, they're not going to pay Anthony Richardson a big bag. They might, who they might try to go after? Arch Manning.
I can see that. I see the Saints doing that too. But this is my thing. This is my pushback on that. When it comes to becoming a starting quarterback, things could shake up so fast. Like look at Trey Lance, for example. He done bounced between 44 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
He finds his way on the roster. Look at Geno Smith. Geno Smith revived his career. So to say that he'll never have a starting job, he could change his whole perception by just going to a different team. I'll give you another example. Noah Igbenogany. Nobody cared for him on the Dolphins, right? He goes to the Cowboys. He makes a couple plays. He goes to the Washington Commanders. All of a sudden, he's balling out.
Mm-hmm.
So different scenery, make guys, play different. Depending on how the organization is treating you, what type of coaches you have in the room, who's willing to teach you what. Not everybody is a coach. There's people in the locker room that are coaches that are not coaches. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
He could find his way back into a starting role. I just don't think
so, Brody.
And then let's say injury, boom, now he's a starter, revive his career. They say just a couple months ago he was taken out of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he's very injury prone. You're saying that like a guy's not very injury prone, and then
I'm scared.
Yeah,
tape is everything.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
All of those players that you just mentioned, guess what they didn't do? Take themselves out the game.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that that's what those players did, and I agree with you with that. But basically, what you just showed all these other 31 teams is that you don't really rise for your team. You're the quarterback. You took yourself out. You took your own self out the game. That's why I feel like he ended his own career, and then you're not getting better. You're not staying after. You're not coming early. You're not the first one to practice, the last one to leave. You're the quarterback. offense is not easy to understand, especially if you're a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So
it doesn't sound like he's watching film or
exactly,
things. But what I'm saying is, a change of scenery can cause you to react differently. And
that's
who's
true.
that? A couple injuries, you're always a couple injuries away from being the next guy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's
Right.
what he does in his second opportunity that can thrust him into a role of
Hmm.
being a starter. And let's say he kills it that one game. Oh my gosh, is AR back? You know how the narratives form,
Of course.
and then things start snowballing. If you
Hmm.
start feeling good, he could end up having like a Cam Newton-esque, career if he plays right. I
Cam
think
Newton, he can't be
Well,
Cam Newton.
that
no,
boy can.
that's the, exactly. No, I agree with you, Jordan. Like I felt like that was a comparison when he was coming out of college. They were
Yes,
comparing him to Cam. His physique, his body type. I'm just like, bro, this
He
guy.
can do it.
First of all,
but
he
that
was
Cam
seven
Newton
and five
comparison is over
as a
with.
yeah. He was 7-5 as a starter. Okay, that's number one. Number two, bro, he never took his team to a national title. Cam took Cam took that Auburn team to a
Cam,
national title.
We're talking about offensive rookie of the year. We're talking
Yes.
about first 2 game 300 yards passing.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he was going crazy. Cam was Cam was that guy.
Exactly. Don't get me
That's
wrong now. AR, look, AR has an arm. He has a kind of an arm, but
Hmm.
just wish that he could just work better with his mechanics. Like make sure he could land his throws better. Like improve on his accuracy. On his reads. Learn.
Come on,
I said the first thing, learn how to pick up a blitz. We'll see where the
what
blitz is coming from.
what
come on.
we're looking at a scrambling quarterback who is trying to find his way. And I see what the ceiling could be. It's just it hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and then they said that, like you said, he had limited snaps, limited games in college, right?
Hmm.
So it's like he got to see some things. Now,
Hmm.
he went to the wrong organization because a lot of teams understand that your quarterback has to go through the fire. He has to get some bumps, scrapes, and bruises. Every quarterback class that's ever came into the league has all felt something, from Joe Burrows to just anybody dating back has always had to take theirs on the chin and then strap like Bryce Young last year. Oh my
Hmm.
God, I thought the
Got
boy was
them.
dead.
Yep. Yep.
And now you know what I'm saying? He finished strong. Everything's looking good. So I feel like they didn't give, him that good chance to, finish strong because plus the injuries as well.
But Brody, you got to understand the league is not the same anymore. The league is not taking time to develop
No,
quarterbacks
it's not.
that they
Nah.
once did. You're not doing that anymore.
Like
So
if you're not that
if you
guy,
take someone, if exactly, if you're not that guy, bye bye. Because guess what? Guess what coach's job depend on? The
No.
quarterback play. So some of these coaches fighting for their job. Like you take a thing at Bryce Young, yeah, they did what he did, but my thing was I don't even see a reason of doing what they did to Bryce Young last year because you knew Andy Dalton wasn't the
the guy.
solution. You
Right.
knew he wasn't the solution. So it's like you're ready, you're trying to go for the future. But guess what? What they did this year was they got a bunch of skilled position players for Bryce Young. You got to set your team up for those players. Look at the team. Anthony Richardson doesn't have a bad team around him. You got Jonathan Taylor. You got Michael Pittman Jr. You got all
Downs.
these other, yeah, exactly. You got Warren. You got all these other different players um on the team. It's not like he has a bad skill position team. It's just like what Mel said, the mechanics. Like he has great talent. He has a great talent, phenomenal talent. He a better throw the ball than Cam Newton in terms of like the deep ball. Like his deep ball is he like you seen that play one last year where he stumbled and still threw the ball 75 yards, touchdown. So he got it. It's just that, bro, your completion percentage is 50%.
Yeah.
And we in the era where you could barely touch the quarterback.
The guy got to get fine-tuned. What it is, you got all the talent in the world, but no actual like skill. That's what it is.
Hmm.
All the talent in the world, no skill.
Hmm.
But, you know, it is what it is. The Dolphins should win that game.
He
I'm gonna
blew up.
try. So, how would I control my team in a preseason game? And I need like just maybe 3 takes, before we go ahead and get up out of here. And Soko fam, thanks for sticking with us, today. Make sure y'all stick with us tomorrow. the next day, the day after that. Make sure you comment and subscribe. You know,
Facts.
we're gonna keep on bringing it to y'all. So, how would I control my team in a preseason game? For me, I want to see my starters in a preseason game, but I want to see my starters in the last preseason game. I
Okay.
don't know why some coaches feel like they need to do it in the third game, the second. You know what I mean? Like you wildin'. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you seen in practice, was that not enough for the week?
Mhm.
You know? So I would want to see my guys last, and what I'd be looking for is not whether I would be result driven. I would more so want to see who's gonna step up in the moment. I want the unsung hero guys. That's what I'm
Yeah.
looking at more so, because I know what the guys already got from last year are gonna do, and I know they're gonna continue to either progress or digress. So I would be more so looking for, who's gonna come out the weeds? Who's gonna come out the grass? Who's gonna come out the dirt? I
Mm.
want to make sure my linemen got everything understood,
Mm.
because back there, like Starboy said, my job is dependent on that quarterback. So if he don't eat, y'all don't eat.
Hello.
So we're gonna make sure we eat now. But that's where my concern would lie. And of course, I check the defensive side of the ball for sure. And my thing would be mainly focus. I need the linebackers to all be in tune. DB's got to be locked in too, but we got to be passing off our assignments to real smooth. If we jump in that little zone,
Mm.
I need a hey.
Mhm.
Let's go get that. We
Communicate.
we riding back to the crib. Anything else? I'm not, even if it's not a pick. Let me see some deflections. Let me see some
Mhm.
energy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see them boys turned up out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I build my squad. And that's how my
Like
fantasy's gonna look this year. Is them boys piped up, you know what I'm saying, ready to get things cracking.
I hear you. Well, for me, I say if I'm a head coach of a football team, especially for preseason, preseason is more like tryouts for the backups and the other reserve. You feel me? But
Mhm.
let's just say if I've been the head coach of that same team for a while, I wouldn't play my starters until like that final preseason game, honestly. And I probably want to make them play, just the first half of football. But let's just say if I'm new to the organization, but yeah, I definitely would want to see those starters play that first game, play at least a series or two, just to see where we at. You get what I mean? And kind of use that other times to let all those backups and reserve, you know, get their 10 minutes of fame.
Yeah. You know, you shine, we shine. Yeah, I can't finish that. But that's how, yeah. Yeah. What about you,
What about
Star?
you, Starby?
Pretty much the same thing you both said in terms of like when it comes to like I feel like this is my hot take, right? I'm gonna go along a little mellow tangent, right? I feel like if your quarterback is not good, he should be playing in the third preseason game, at least 1 or 2 series.
But what qualifies him as not being good?
If I feel like he's not proven, like take this for example, Soka fam. I was at the Dolphins game yesterday, right? And I had an issue with Trevor Lawrence not playing. Like
Mm.
I had an issue with him not playing. He's not a good quarterback.
Right.
So if you're not a good quarterback, you should be in the game.
Hmm.
There is nothing you did last season in the last couple of seasons
To
that's
make you
been
not
good. So
okay.
you should be playing. There isn't no, oh, we're gonna play the backups and the back. No, you should be playing. You should be
Right.
getting reps with the starters. And just like
Mhm.
how I feel in preseason, like in the last preseason game, you should. I need to see more up tempo. I need to see them. Like if I'm just saying my team, like I need to see more up tempo. I need to see energy. I need to see open up the playbook a little bit. I'm not saying go crazy with the playbook, but do something like if you look like at what I watched the Dolphins preseason game yesterday, was same thing with Tua. The O line wasn't really protecting Tua, and you had times where Tua was holding on to the ball too long. It's preseason. It's not regular season. So get in. Like if you're like, I feel like if you're a veteran, if you're a veteran QB, if you've been in the league more than 3 years, and you playing up against guys that's basically going to be cut, that's not going to make the 53-man roster, you should look like a pro. You should spice the defense.
Well, if your offensive line is a problem, it's
Exactly,
kind of
which is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Get creative. I'm not saying go crazy in the playbook. Show everybody what you're doing. But like when I think about Jacksonville is not playing Miami during the regular season,
right.
so I'm not saying that like go super crazy, but I'm saying you had Waddle out there. I don't think Waddle got a target or a reception yesterday.
Yeah, he got a reception.
He got a one reception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
They didn't play him too long though.
Exactly. Same thing with Tua. They had one, touchdown drive, and that was basically on Malik Washington. Tua didn't really do anything in that drive. But like I said, it's just like I just feel like, teams let certain players get out of the preseason for no reason. Like play at least one. That's the problem. And that's the issue with players now. This is why players are getting injured more and more frequently. You're not playing, all you're doing is practicing. When you're practicing you can't tackle the quarterback in practice. You can't do certain things in practice. You can't tackle your teammates in practice. You're going through walkthroughs and you're going through practice. So these are why players getting so injured fast, because it's like you don't play no preseason game, and then game one starts and then you go 100 miles an hour. Your hamstrings, your quads, all of that lower body, those movements, you need to practice those movements. How are you going to practice those movements against your teammates when your guys are not both going full throttle?
Right. So my question, I got another question for you, bro. If you was the coach, right,
Mm-hmm.
then you're running the practice. You saying we giving all out effort the whole practice?
I'm not saying we're giving all our effort the whole practice, but what I'm saying is take the 90s, take the 80s, and take the early 2000s, right? Some teams, like when the Patriots, they was going full pads in practice. They was doing full pad. Bill Belichick had them doing pads in practice. They was getting thudded up. But guess what? Their injuries wasn't too severe. We're in the era where everybody's getting a torn ACL. Everybody's having an injury where an Achilles is a rare injury. More Achilles is being more frequent. People are injuring their Achilles more frequently now. These players are not practicing. And then in the summer, they're not allowing their body to rest, and they go back to training so fast that your body's not having time to just heal. Football is a brutal sport. We all know that.
Oh yeah.
So these players are not giving their bodies time to rest, and then they're, even when it comes back to the regular season, like they're not like taking the time to do the right steps. Like I said, I don't care how good you are. I don't care. Like even Patrick Mahomes. One thing I love about Andy Reid is that no matter how great Patrick Mahomes is, he gonna get at least one or two preseason game to get at least play one or two series.
Right.
If Patrick Mahomes could do that, then every quarterback need to be out there.
You ain't
I
lying.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't care. Listen, if you don't have no injuries, you need to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the last preseason game, because the last preseason game was yesterday, and the season starts September 4th. And that's only Cowboys and Eagles, but everybody plays on that Sunday. So you basically go in 2 weeks with like without doing anything.
Quick prediction. Who's taking that? Cowboys and Eagles, and why? What do you feel like is going to be the reason?
I'm taking the Eagles. Because first and foremost, the Cowboys still haven't paid Micah Parsons. That situation is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He is your best player. So my biggest thing is the same thing that happened with CeeDee Lamb during his contract year. When he came back, he wasn't practicing with the team. Guess what? He was injured that season. He had a lot of injuries that season, a lot of knick-knack injuries. Same thing that happened with Trayvon Diggs. Whole contract situation, got injured. Same thing that happened with Dak. They want to put the franchise tag on him. Guess what? His leg was in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Dang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You really doing a correlation there. I do see I don't
He
see the math.
he waits to pay his players, and the crazy part is, it's almost like he's trying to flex his money in a sense. Like, I could give you the max contract if I want to, but then all of a sudden, now that this has become more like personal than business,
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
he offered Parsons a large sum of money, but now Parsons is saying it's the principle. You know what I'm saying? It's how you treat, like how you treated me and how we going about it. You could have been
Right.
paid me months ago. You know what I'm saying? But you waited till the numbers went up and then got a little disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want to play for this organization when all I wanted to do was play for this organization and that's how they treated me?
Mm.
So
Just saying, bro. Like I just look at it. They're not beating the Eagles. Like they're not. Their defense is. They weren't even good to stop the run last year. And if you don't
Right.
if you don't have Micah game one,
They're cooked. They're
you're just
cooked.
like you're destroyed. We seen like what happened in the last five. They had a couple games last year where Micah didn't play, like at least 5 or 6 games. You're cooked if he can't play. If he decides not to suit up.
well, somebody finna hit that edge, they gonna run at that. Whoever's on that edge, they gonna run at that person every time. Because
Mm-hmm.
that was all about exposing weaknesses.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Melo, who you got winning that game?
Give me the Eagles. I feel like that Eagles defense gonna be crazy, bro. Young, but talented, bro.
Yeah, I like their secondary, man, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna. But nah, I really like that D line. That D line, I feel like is gonna be very disruptive against that Cowgirls. I don't call them Cowboys, but that Cowgirls O line.
Pray for Dak. Pray for Dak.
Pretty much, that's the message. That's definitely the message tonight.
Pray for Dak. Oh my
Facts.
gosh. Well, that concludes our episode, man. It's always good, you know what I'm saying, getting this little hour parlay session in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Soko fam, we love y'all. Keep on doing what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? We see the algorithm, we see what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
so we just gonna keep it coming, you know what I'm saying? And we're almost pushing a year, y'all. We're almost pushing a year. So consistency is always key. Look, we got Melo over here about to die.
I'm sorry. I got work in the morning.
Me too, Brody. Me too. Same here, bro.
That's the dedication. Soko. We are real people with real lives in real times.
Exactly. Facts.
Well, every week with a little bit of da 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 da.
Yeah.
All y'all have to do is da 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
For sure.
Till next time.
Till next time.